Hello, AP Chemistry. Happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you. If you guys have been paying attention, we only have about 10 days until the AP exam. So if we take a look at our schedule here, Thursday, May 14th, our exam is at exactly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not, whatever time other you want. Everyone in the country, everyone in the world, or at least North America, I think is taking the exam at the exact same time. We happen to be 2 o'clock for AP chemistry. So make sure you're prepared for that. If you've taken a look at the grade book anytime in the last day or so, you'll see that I have updated the assignments. So if you haven't done the assignments, I'm very much making the assumption that you're choosing just to take your third quarter grade, because if they come in now for units 1 through 4, they're going to be late and they're not going to get full credit. So I have taken a look, and you can take a look and see what everything has gone in there. And I'll probably still make some adjustments on the grades for 1 through 4 and the other ones, but I haven't even looked at it. So I don't know how those are going to look eventually. For units 5, unit 5, I think I said I wanted by today, but I'll extend that out till Wednesday. Unit 5, I must have in my hands by Wednesday, or on my computer. And unit 6, I'd like to have that in my you complete it by Sunday, unit 6 by Sunday. And then the last unit, unit 7, needs to be done by the exam test day. So actually Wednesday next week. So the 13th, I need to have that by the 13th to get you all ready to go. But realistically, you should have all those done well ahead of time, so you can go all over the place and study every bit of the content in between here and there. Okay. You probably received a couple things from College Board in the last week or so. I went to a meeting last week on this, so you would have seen it as well. To take a look, if you don't have it, you can simply go in there and just Google up. I think it's just called, where's the answer? 2020 AP Testing Guide. If you just Google that up, you should be able to find that. And this gives you a ton of content. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because it's 50 some odd pages. And no, I'm not going to. But you should go through here and look at all the information. There's a lot of good stuff that you need to be aware of as far as what you should have received from them and getting ready for the exam. There's lots of things in here as far as things you should do for the exam, and things you definitely don't want to. But it's really good as far as how you're going to go through and test it. For us in chemistry, our probable method is going to be handwriting, just because it's formulas and such. It's probably going to work easier that way. So something you're going to have to make sure you're comfortable, familiar with, is probably taking pictures of your work and then submitting that as an attachment. And it goes through as far as how you can kind of go through here in the format. There's a picture of it in here somewhere as far as what that would look like. Taking a picture of your work, and then I know I'm really scanning through here. You'll do the same thing. Writing your ID number at the top, your initials, and then the page number you're putting on here. Here's an example, kind of like this. The ID they give you, your initials, and then a page, putting it up there. They're really interesting, like wide open as far as how you can actually go through the day's testing. You can do web searches and all sorts of any reference materials you want. But one of the things you have to think of is just being very, very careful as far as what you may consider cheating. And it kind of goes through the things you can and can't do. There's some tricks monitoring things that they're going to be doing on their side. They haven't told me anything, and you probably don't know anything that they're going to be doing either. But you have to be really careful of anything that might be considered cheating. And they lay it out here on this document I have in front of me right now, that if they catch you doing something along those lines, of course you're going to get a 0, but they're also going to let your college know that you did this as well. So you don't want that to happen. So make sure you're doing what you can that's going to be helpful, but definitely not doing what you're not supposed to. Okay, one of the other things you want to be aware of, and do another Google search on this, is 2020 AP checklist. This just opened up today, or excuse me, no, this is something else. This is something you should print out and have ready for the test day, so you know what your code is. You probably won't get this until a couple days beforehand, but make sure you have that. Make sure you've got some paper ready to go. your numbers at the top, your initials and all that. So all your worksheets, you don't have to fumble around with those. You got them ready to go. And all this information here, so there's no confusion about when your test is and all that other information. So again, it's a checklist, so making sure you're ready for the actual test day. Okay, something else that's really important for you to do is pull this up and AP 2020 exam demo, hanging out up here. You can go through and practice to make sure that you can do this as far as making sure you upload your pictures or whatever documents you do. So you just type in the word practice. They tell you exactly it is right there. And you just kind of go in and see how this goes. And I'm not sure what I said there. Oh, you have to put all your information in to get yourself ready to go. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all this process, but I've gone through it once or twice. And if I didn't have to put any formula stuff in there, I think it's easiest to do like a copy and paste, but you may find it easier to go through and take pictures, whatever it is easiest for you. But I think that's mostly it. I think probably maybe next week I'll open up and do like some type of a Google Meet. They're calling it a different name now, Web Cisco or something like that. But I'll leave that open so we can ask questions and talk more about it and have some scheduled time that we can do that. But that'll be it for this little conversation. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to send me an email.